Okay, y'all. No joke. Let me just fix you. I was not planning on doing a reading today. I'm currently working with a new deck, and when I use a new deck, I don't like to do public readings until I'm really comfortable with the deck, because I don't like being one of those people who forget certain like little features about the deck and then has to reference the guidebook to figure it out. So this is the Enchanted Forest Tarot. I love the imagery here, but it uses a different system of things. So it uses visions, boons. What else does it use? Spells and visions, boons, spells, and then a lot of it is different. Now it's not showing me the other. What's the other sign? See, this is why I don't use the new one, because then I have to keep track. Spells, visions, boons. There should be a fourth. Challenges. And I have to remember that visions is cups, and spells is swords, and challenges I think is pentacles, but then I have to go look in the book because I can't remember if challenges is sword. Visions is cups, spells is wands. See, I already screwed up. Okay. So anyways, I don't normally like to do a reading when I'm not super comfortable with the deck. However, I'm making an exception, which is why I'm explaining this, because I was doing what I call a faux reading. And essentially it's a reading that I don't have an intention going into it. And it's a reading that I don't say who it's for. I just say it's not for me. It's just for some, invisible client. And as I was doing this reading, I was told, you need to record it because this is a message for someone. So we're going to do that, but just understand that I don't have this deck fully grasped yet. I wasn't supposed to be using this deck for a public reading. So for little things like making sure that I have the cross, whatever that's called, understanding the deck. So understanding that spells is wands and it's not swords. And I don't know why I thought spells was swords. Things like that. Okay. So I literally just started this. So there's only 2 cards out. We started with the 10 of Visions. This is the 10 of Cups. Okay. This is about you're achieving the things. You've got it. You've built that life that you were like that. Okay. Hold on. Because now I definitely need more of a grounding energy. And sorry, I literally am I'm uploading another YouTube video for y'all. So I have to watch my computer over here as I'm trying to do this, because this was not supposed to happen. But when they say jump, sometimes you just got to trust and jump. Okay. So we start off with the 10 of Visions, the 10 of Cups. Okay. The 10 of Cups deals with really enjoying and being in that moment, being in the present moment and looking around at the things that you have created or are in the process of creating to bring this energy in. There's been a massive mind shift, okay, a massive mindset shift with this collective, because we have the Liar, which is the devil, reversed. I've been told 2 things. I've been told to read this card literally with the Liar, and I've also been told to read it as the devil. And when I did this is also the part where I was then told someone needs this message and you need to go out. This collective, you've dealt with people. You've dealt with people who don't believe in your intuition. If those of you who are spiritual, and this is like a spiritual based business, you've dealt with people who don't believe in your intuition. You've dealt with people who don't trust your intuition, who don't trust what you say, who need proof for everything that you say that you intuitively get. You've dealt with a lot of people who are skeptics. And you've recently had this mindset shift occur that has allowed this energy to start to blossom. Some of you might not even be realizing that this energy is blossoming. This 10 of Cups energy is blossoming, but you've recently had this mindset shift that's allowing this 10 of Cups energy to blossom, where you don't give a fuck. These addictions in the regular Rider-Waite-Smith deck, Okay, I say the regular as if that's the first deck. It's not, but that's the main deck that people are familiar with when they're learning tarot. The Devil card is all about your addictions, about things that bother you. It's about manipulation. It's about all that stuff. But when it's reversed, it's about you have the upper hand and that stuff isn't impacting you anymore. Those addictions don't impact you. The words are not impacting you. That manipulation is not impacting you. This is someone who's been super slimy, someone who's been trying to always know what you're up to, trying to know what you're doing, trying to know where it is you're going, trying to know what it is you're doing, what's happening. Are you successful? Are you doing it? Did you win this week? Did you meet your goal this week? Okay, it's the questions that seem innocent that really aren't innocent at all. I'm told, am I leaving this or I'm taking this? Okay, I'm gonna leave it because I wasn't paying attention. No, they're telling me to take it, but take it upright. Okay. And it's this really like, narcissistic is a really strong word, and I don't like to use it because it's a literal diagnosis, and I don't think that we should be, as a society, just throwing around diagnoses like that because it's an actual disorder. But it's this type of energy that is very much around, okay, well, I want to know what's going on. I want to know what you're doing because I'm in competition with everyone and I need to know, and I need to make sure that I control everything and everyone in my environment. And this is kind of that energy that you've been dealing with, this collective has been dealing with. You've been dealing with people who, because they can't control you, they can't control you. And that's a problem. That is a problem, is this collective. They're showing me something really interesting right now. You are standing on a lily pad. This is what they're showing me. They're showing me a person that is standing on a lily pad, and for me, they're showing me a female, but this doesn't mean anything. A person that is standing on a lily pad in the middle of a lake. And they're showing that this person is trying to figure out how you got on that lily pad because there's no boat and there's nothing there, and magic doesn't exist, and this doesn't exist, and God doesn't exist, and you know, all these concepts that you believe in are full of right? And therefore you're hiding something, right? You're hiding something. You're the one that's now the problem, okay? And they're showing that you're just now in a space of, yeah, I'm by myself on this little lily pad, but you know, the lake's all calm, and you're kind of just sitting there, and there's like these frogs and these fish and these birds that are coming over, and this person is on the shore watching this and is angry, really angry that they're not that they're not where you are, but that they don't know how you have gotten where you are because they don't understand things. This is also someone who maybe just doesn't, not only doesn't understand, but isn't interested in legitimately finding out. Yeah, they're not interested in legitimately finding out, right? The next card I pulled was Starlight, which is the star card in regular deck. And there's really this massive transition that has occurred within this collective where when you've accepted this 10 of Cups energy and you were like, that's what I'm bringing in, okay? This 10 of Visions, this 10 of Cups energy, that's what I'm manifesting, that's what I'm bringing in. And this was the obstacle, right? This person, this situation, it might have been a situation for some of you. For some of you, you might have had to walk away from someone. You might have had to walk away from, I'm hearing jobs, people, relationships, which is interesting because when I hear people and then I hear relationships, in my mind, they should kind of be the same thing, but it's not. It's jobs, people who are not related to jobs or relationships, and then relationships. Those are the three groups that this collective most likely had to walk away from. And when you made that decision that it wasn't going to impact you, when you made that decision that actually it doesn't matter, It doesn't matter what my boss says. It doesn't matter what my coworkers say. It doesn't matter what my ex is saying. It doesn't matter what this manipulative person in my life is saying. It doesn't even matter. For some of you, this is family, like parents. It doesn't matter what they're saying. For some of you, it's siblings. When you decided that all of a sudden it doesn't matter and you're done and you're just going to do your thing, and it's going to piss them off and you don't even give a damn because you're embracing this energy of I am bringing in everything that I want to bring in, and I am doing everything I want to do, and I am going all the places that I want to go. Once you did that, you ended up in this star energy, this rejuvenation energy, right? When you decided to let that go, when you decided that enough was enough. The star card comes out after the tower, after a lot of foundations have fallen. The star card comes out. It's a rebuilding anew. In a sense, this collective had a mini tower moment. In a sense, this collective, you had kind of a tower moment with this devil card reversed, which is now reversed. Okay, thank you. You guys did that. Congratulations. You guys did that. Your actions, your responses created the devil card reversed. Okay, so if you're wondering if the changes that you are making are actually making a difference, this is your confirmation that yes, they are, right? But when you did that, then that was almost like your mini tower moment, and that was where you now have this star, this new energy, this new outlook, this new way of thinking that is coming forward. This new energy that's coming forward with this. This particular card is showing me all these people. Let me try and show you. All these people here are looking up at the stars. Okay, they're looking into nature. They're looking at the stars and they're amazed by it. Okay, they're amazed by, there's this look, I don't know if you'll be able to see, of almost like awe, right? And for a lot of you, that's how you're looking at your life now, is in a sense of awe, in the sense of, wow, look at where I am now. Wow, look at all these things I'm working on. Wow, look at the nature around us. Look at what God gave us. Look at the nature around us. And look at how that is so amazing. Look at that. That is so amazing. Okay, 8 of Spells, 8 of Wands, if I'm correct. Yep, yeah. 8 of Wands coming up here afterwards. Okay, new direction. Once you have this new mindset, things are moving quickly. Okay, you've got that passionate. 8 of Wands deals with that passion energy, that fire, movement, going forward. Okay, doing things, going forward, moving towards the new thing. Okay, taking action. Right? You had your moment, you relished in it for a day, a week, whatever, 3 days for some of you, 5 days for some of you, and now you're taking action. Okay? 8 of Spells, 8 of Wands. Okay, moving and taking action, because you're not going to stay in this. You're not going to keep this. You're not going to bring this into fruition if you're not taking action to go towards it. And you just got rid of a massive hurdle. This collective just got rid of a massive hurdle that was blocking them. You just got rid of a massive hurdle that was removing them or stopping them. And now that you've changed that mindset and you've changed that energy, and now you are in the mindset of some way, somehow, this thing you're working on, this project you're working on, it's going to happen. You don't know how. You don't know how, but it's going to happen. Okay? 4 of Challenges, 4 of Swords. Okay? This is really interesting that this is the depiction of 4 of Swords that they used. And I'm going to run with it. Okay? I'm going to run with it. Okay? Grounding. This is the 4 of Swords. I'm going to show it upright. It came up reversed. Okay? The 4 of Swords. Grounding. The immediate message, I'm going to use the imagery in this because this is kind of, they're showing me that I'm going to use the imagery in this. There's a caution here. Okay? As you're moving forward and you're taking action, that's great. But make sure that you're still grounded. Make sure that you know where your roots are. Make sure you know where your ancestors are. Make sure you know where it is you came from. Okay, make sure that you understand that. Make sure you know that. I feel like this collective has already been gaslit. You've already been gaslit into what it is that you went through. You've been gaslit throughout your life about your intuition, about your abilities, about your job, about your work ethic, like literally about everything. I mean, I'm hearing like literally everything. You guys have been just gaslit time and time and time again. And there's now this understanding that, okay, yeah, you were gaslit and it got you a little bit disconnected from your roots, right? Because you let those people into your mind a little bit more than they should have been. And so now that you overcome this big hurdle, now that you're noticing these cracks in the foundation, you're noticing the cracks in the roots aren't as strong. Now you're going and you're fixing those. Right now they're popping up. You're like, okay, I'm going to fix this. Okay, I'm going to fix this. And it's one little thing after another, but it's seeming a lot easier now for this collective. It's not saying that it's, all these little cracks are like the easiest, but it's seeming a lot easier for you to be able to do that. Okay, to go through these cracks, to get through these challenges that are coming through, right? Because you shifted that mindset. You're not in this lack mindset anymore. You're in this creative mindset. A lot of you also, I'm hearing a lot of you got through a number of creative blocks. Okay, really important as well. Okay, really, really important as well. Okay, we have, and again, reminder that I don't know this deck. The Wise Woman, hold on, is the High Priestess. Okay, and then we've got the Nine of Challenges, which is the Nine of Swords, and the Five of Visions, or the Five of Cups. Okay, you guys need to, and you're in the process of doing this already, okay? This collective's already in the process of doing this. The Wise Woman is the High Priestess, okay? She's coming up reversed, okay? You guys have been gaslit a lot. I was saying this earlier about your gaslighting, and that has resulted in you not trusting your intuition, not trusting yourself. This is about reconnecting to that. Now that you've shifted this mindset, now you've got to retrust yourself. Now you've got to put yourself in situations where you're trusting your intuition again. You've got to put yourself in situations where you're trusting what it is that you're picking up again. The Nine of Challenges, which is coming up upright, this is the Nine of Swords. This always talks about taking a time to rest. What I like about this depiction is that it's resting in nature. Resting in nature. Nature for this collective is really, really healing. It's really, really healing. And so getting back out in nature is going to be really, really important. And you remember that whole thing about the lily pad that I was telling you about earlier? Well, there's your lily pad. There's the frog. There's the person that's on the edge that's been throwing things into the water trying to get to you because they don't understand how you're not a frog, but you're on a lily pad. Okay, this is the Five of Visions. Five of Cups. Visions is cups, right? Yes, Five of Cups. Okay. This is like kind of the depiction actually of what I was trying to explain earlier. This is kind of pretty good. This person is frantic. Let me see if I can get this to focus. This person's really frantic, but the frog is just in the water, calm. Doesn't care anymore about what's happening. Doesn't care. This is kind of what I was like seeing. This is kind of what they were showing me. You're just in the lake, and then there's this ball, and yeah, it's disrupting the water, and to this person, it's a huge deal. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Oh my God. Okay. This also could be the situation of if you've been speaking out more, if you've been opening your throat chakra more, and you've been saying things more, and especially if you've been saying things based on your intuition, this might have been an area where you've been getting gaslit. Okay, this High Priestess area, this intuition area where you've been speaking out more, and person, people, situation have been trying to downplay it or have been trying to say that it was projection or trying to say that they have no idea what you're talking about, or trying to they're kind of showing me, hold on, trying to control the damage that they think you're doing, because now you're saying the truth, because now you're speaking up, because now you don't care if people don't believe in your intuition, because you're like, yeah, bygones are going to be bygones. It's all going to come out in the wash. All going to come out in the wash. So they're now running super frantic all around, trying to control what in their mind is this destruction that you're causing. But you actually haven't caused any destruction. You haven't caused any destruction. Interesting that I said that. You haven't caused any destruction. But they're running frantic. They're running frantic. It's bothering them. It's in their mind. It's in their mind. Big time. It's in their mind. They're emotionally not present. Oh my gosh. And you're just here and you're like, I'm unbothered. I said my piece. It's done. I'm unbothered. Okay. Yeah, people don't believe me. Yeah, people, you're gonna make sure that people make me to be out the devil, and make sure that people are there, making sure that I am the bad guy. But I'm just gonna be over here on my lily pad, chilling. Don't care. Don't give a damn. Okay, Jodie Messina, I give the damns busted. Hey, that's an old 90s country song. I give a damn's busted. Jodie Messina. That's interesting. That song came up. But that's where it is. Right? That's where it is. One more card. Thank you. And this is going to finish this reading off. Six of Boons. Pentacles? Six of Pentacles? Let me check. Yes. Six of Pentacles. Right. It was reversed, but I want to show you this. Okay, this is a really interesting card, right? Because it's I'm getting that your luck's changing. Things are changing. Things are changing. You might have had this feeling before. I'm told to focus on the imagery of this and not so much that it's the Six of Pentacles. So I'm going to actually cover that up because I'm going to focus on the imagery of this card. When it's upright, the woman is there and she's got all these bunnies. There's no one else around her except these little bunnies that are her family. Okay. And for a lot of you, that's kind of how you felt. I'm alone, out in the wilderness. I don't have support. This is reversed though. This card came up reversed. Okay. So how does that change? Because now you said your piece. Now the logical person, the logical aspect of this would say, oh, well, you said your piece though, and you're on your own now, you know, you're on your own. But because you accepted, right, this little frog here, right, you accepted that. You accepted that. I'm not going to be in this state, this frantic state. I'm just, yeah, I said my piece. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Agree with me, disagree with me. It doesn't change the truth. Either way, it's going to come out. It all comes out in the wash. This is a Miranda Lambert song. I don't really know much music that's in English except country music, and I apologize for that because I know there's a lot of people who are very hating on country. There's a Miranda Lambert song though, and I can't even remember what the song's called, but there's a line in it and she says it all comes out in the wash. It all comes out in the wash. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. It all comes out in the wash, right? Dirty laundry. I'm hearing that now you said, and people are thinking and people are realizing the dirty laundry that's been hanging on the line. Right? Now you said it, and now you don't need to, there's nothing more that needs to be said. Because the damage that's being done now, this is what they're showing me. They're showing me that this collective was betrayed. This collective was betrayed by someone. You had a conversation with someone that now you're no longer in contact with. You had this conversation with someone, and that person went and started telling other people what you said. And those people then started telling other people, and those people started telling other people, and those people started telling other people, but you only told one person. And the damage that's being done now is because those people that you told went and were telling other people. And they're now digging their own grave. They're now digging their own. That's what they're doing. Because now the initial message, it's like that game children play at telephone. The original message, the original concern, message, problem, belief, whatever was communicated originally is now very lost down the line. It's really, really lost. The message of that is really, really lost. The message of that is really gone because it's gone through so many people, through so many different other lenses. Your original message is gone. And what this is kind of giving me the vibe of is these people, there's going to be people who are going to start questioning. There's going to be people who are going to come back to you and go, oh, well, you said this. And you're going to go, that's not actually what I said. See, and because you own it, this collective, you own what you say. You're not there. You're not sugarcoating. You're going to go, oh yeah, I said this, but I didn't say that. But I didn't say this. I'll tell you what I said, but I didn't say what you're claiming I said. And you don't need to like what I said, and you don't need to agree with what I said, but I will own what I said, and this is what I said, and this is what I did, or this is the action that was had, or this is the situation. For some of you, it's a situation. For some of you, there's like some sort of situation, where someone either walked out of the house and they're saying you kicked them out of your house, but they actually got up and left because there was a disagreement, or someone, I don't know. They're showing me that there's a table and there's two people. One of those people gets up and leaves, but then they manipulate. Excuse me. Interesting that that's when I decide to. Sorry, hold on. Interesting that that's when I start coughing, because these people don't want this. They don't want this to come out, that this is what happened. They don't want this part to come out where the two of you are sitting. This is what they're showing me. The two of you are sitting, and you can take this as it is. For some of you, this is quite literal. This is exactly what happened. For some of you, this is metaphorical. So take it as it resonates. It's two of you sitting. Maybe three of you, two or three of you, they're sitting at a table, and one of those people gets up and walks out. And that person that got up and walked out is the person that then is claiming that you kicked them out, that you threw them off your property, that you told them they couldn't come back. Okay. And they're spreading this when that didn't happen. When you say, oh yeah, I said, the grass is green, and this person disagreed and said the grass is purple, and I stood firm for once and said, no, the grass is green, and if you have a problem with it, that's fine, that's up to you, but I'm standing firm and the grass is green. And they got angry and they left, and then they went and told everyone, right? There's going to be people who are going to come back full circle. Okay, which is why this is reversed. They're going to come back full circle. And they're going to ask you. They're going to just ask you, did you say the grass is green? And you're going to say, yeah. Oh, and then you kicked this person out. Nope. They left. I didn't kick them out. I didn't tell them they needed to leave. I didn't tell them that they had to. They just left. So the control aspect, right, of this person is gone. Because now you're standing firm. You're standing by your word. You're standing even when it's difficult, even when you don't have 5,000 screenshots to back it up, even when you don't have audio recordings and video recordings to back it up, and even when it's in your intuition, because you know that your intuition is on fucking point because you all are psychic and intuitive AF. Yeah, that's enough for you now. That's enough for you to speak up now. Okay, because you're changing this energy. You're trusting yourself more. You're moving out of this energy. You're moving out of this state here. You're trusting yourself more. You're moving from this to this. And it's going to start showing with other people too. It's going to start showing with other people. Some of you are going to be doing events. Some of you are going to, in the next few months, are going to be doing events, like psychic events, right? Mediumship events for some of you. Some of you might be doing like a tarot event like this. But some of you are going to be doing events in the coming months, right? As part of this, yeah, I'm intuitive and you don't need to agree and you don't need to believe in it, but this is what it is. That's going to bother a lot of people too. It's going to bother a lot of people, but it's also going to open up people's eyes because you're going to have people that you know who are going to visit, who are going to watch what you do, and they're going to watch the people leave the booth. They're showing me, this is what I'm being shown, is that there's a section of this collective here that is going to take life by the balls, take it by the balls, and they're going to go and they're going to sign up to some sort of intuition, witchy, psychic event. Okay, crystals might be involved, something like that. And you're going to have a booth there. Okay, and you're going to have little trinkets and you're going to have someone, most of you are going to have someone with you, might be a family member, might be a friend. There's going to be someone with you and you're going to give either mediumship, psychic reading, like some sort of reading, some sort of consultation. And there's going to be people you know that are going to come visit you. There's going to be people you know that are going to all of a sudden show up that you didn't even know that they knew that you were at this event. And there's going to be these people and they're not going to show up to necessarily support you. They're going to show up to see what it is you do. They're going to show up to see the impact, positive or negative, you have. And what it's going to show, because you guys are psychic AF, intuitive AF, however you choose to identify, it's going to show all the profound impact that you're having on these people as they're leaving your booth, as they're leaving your readings or your consults, like whatever it is you're offering, as they're leaving, it's going to show that impact. And that's going to cause, again, this ripple effect. It's going to make people reflect. It's going to make people reflect. It's going to change people's perception of you, not necessarily in a bad way, but it's going to make people reflect on what it is, on what they previously thought, on what they previously assumed about you. Some of you are doing a lot of inner child healing right now. That's also coming up. Okay, you're doing a lot of inner child healing, wound healing right now. Okay, that's kind of the Six of Boons energy, the Six of Cups energy reversed as well. Doing a lot of inner child healing. Some of you are dealing with people who have a wounded child. This person, it's because they haven't dealt with. Yeah, they haven't dealt with. They have a wounded child, a wounded inner child. To those people, that's never going to change. I don't know if that's what you want to heal, but that's not going to change. Okay, this is a validation for a lot of you, right? If you have that type of person in your life, that's not going to change because that person isn't interested in changing because it's not their fault. It's not their problem. It's got nothing to do with them, obviously. Okay, but you make it a point to change, and you make it a point to own it, and you make it a point to get back into your foundation, into your roots, coming back into your roots. into those roots. Some of you too, this is kind of interesting. They kind of showed me, like obviously it's reversed. They show me though that this is the roots and now you're blossoming. Okay, so instead of like obviously this tree is normally like this and here would be the roots and this would be the blossom. Show me where you've got the roots. There's a part of this collective, maybe a good portion of this collective, where you've got a really strong root system. And now is your time. You're just starting to blossom. But you've been developing this foundational root system for quite some time. And now it's this blossom. They're showing me that it's inverted. Yeah, it's inverted from how. So instead of having like roots and then massive blossom, you have massive roots and just a little blossom that's starting to pull up because you're just developing. You're not just developing. That's the wrong word. But it's interesting I said that. You're just breaking out of these previous chains here. That's what you're doing, this collective. I'm told you can leave it there now. There's a very impromptu reading that just went on for half an hour. I'm told you can leave it there now. So, thank you for joining me in this really impromptu reading with this deck that I am not 100% part of anymore. Yeah, Enchanter. This is the Magician. Bottom of the deck. They told me to leave it, but I looked at the bottom of the deck. Magician. You guys are creating it. You're manifesting that thing, the things that you want to bring. You're now using all the tools. You're using all the tools you've got. You're bringing them to fruition. Everything you're bringing to fruition. That whole thing, you're bringing it. Because you're using the tools and you've got it and you understand it and you understand how those tools work. And you're not afraid anymore. You're not afraid anymore. That's it. That's all. Leave it there. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm going to leave it on that note because Spirit's being a little pushy now. Don't continue. So I'm leaving it on that note. And thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking through with this. And until next time. Bye.